America's Tax Quality. It's really good in that it contains names, links, and so forth on forms, and who do you consult for what. And it just makes it all in one spot, and it's a little easier to reference, so it's worth taking a quick look at. And lastly, that just very recently, as a matter of fact, as of a few days ago, we've updated our policy on reviews of tax advice. Now, I wouldn't say it's wholesale massive changes, but there are plenty of qualifying and clarifying updates, so you should try to take a look at that as well. And with that, I think we will move over to assurance with Janet.
Thank you, Bob. And I'll be quick. Seems like we're talking about inspection season longer and longer every year, but I just wanted to give you an update as to where we are for the 2018 inspection season. This year on the PCAOB issuer side, we've had 5 announced, 4 completed. The one that's announced won't be till a few weeks from now. And we do expect to have at least one additional selection at the end of the EY cycle, hopefully to be announced in the next couple of weeks. This will be the lowest number of issuer inspections that we've had for a number of years. So, I don't have any conclusion to draw from that, but we really do expect a lower number of inspections on the issuer side than we've had in the past. On the broker-dealer side, we've had 7 overall that we're expecting, 6 announced, and actually 4 now completed. We had 1 complete last week with no comments, trending positively in the broker-dealer side, which is really significant for us, as this has been an area where we've continued to have repeat comments year after year. And then lastly, the AQR season. It is a long season. We still have a long way to go, but so far, very, very strong results from the FSO and from the firm overall. And I would tell you that we've had no 3-rated inspections, and the vast majority of ours have been 1-rated. So really fantastic news on the AQR side, but still not over. In terms of the execution areas of focus going into year-end, you all have heard us talk about Project Insight, which is required for all of our U.S. issuer integrated audits. The feedback from our teams has been fantastic. We've been using our professionals in GDS to do some heavy lifting for us here, but this is a really big initiative for the firm to really improve audit quality across our integrated audits, and then will hopefully be expanded more broadly. We still have a lot of accounting change within our sectors, so revenue recognition obviously having been adopted, and we'll be auditing it for the first time in our 2018 public audits, leases, as well as CECL. And then I do want to remind everybody that private company audits will be back in the hot seat as we have our 2019 peer review coming up, and so a lot of focus on our private company audits as well going into year end. And then just wanted to update everybody on some upcoming assurance learning. We do have business combinations webcast with internal control considerations this month and going into September. The fall executive event, invites are pending for a 1-day session this year. And then lastly, please save the date on October 9th. We will do our quarterly Quality Network and Professional Practice combined webcast as well. With that, I'm going to turn it over to Brian May because I believe we have a couple questions that have come in on your topics.
Okay, well, I don't hear Brian, but the questions were...
Anthony, I'm on.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, thanks, Janet and Anthony. I think with the IIDAL program that we discussed, there were some couple of questions. One, how do we scale this across the accounts? And 2, maybe give some examples of some of the innovations. So, in terms of how we scale it, I mean, it really gets down to the amount of investment that we can make versus the number of accounts where we have this going on, and we want to make sure we're not impacting negatively our financial plan for the year based on the rate per hour that we get after giving utilization to too many people for this. So it's really a balancing act. Clearly we want our individuals focused on driving innovation. And in Channel 2, we see that there's a variety of different ways that our teams are engaging with our clients on innovation. In Channel 1, the innovation tends to follow various streams, so we can actually get those and scale those faster. And the impact that we can make by running this innovation program on fewer accounts actually has a much broader impact across the practice, because the types of audit procedures or challenges that we're trying to solve are much more scalable than we see on the Channel 2 side. So that's why the numbers are what they are on the page. And in terms of a couple of the examples, one account, one of our large banks, did a prototype on machine learning for doing legal document processing, and we were able to show our client that it would reduce the manual review time up to about 40% by using this prototype. And they're in further discussions on how we can now implement